little skips, which we will see come into play anytime an NPC specifically moves out of the way. So quest triggers or item triggers exactly or specific bosses that normally block ways can be beaten. Then are able to pass them, but you need a wide variety of items. And the thing about it being a randomizer is that every single chest in here, depending on the flag set, but in normal Ancient Cave, every single chest is randomized, and it's all scaled based on the floor. So a floor 1 chest could potentially have a cookie or a T-ball bat or anything low and bad like that. Whereas when you start getting to the next floors, then it starts scaling up, whereas you start finding C pendants and heavy bazookas and things that will actually help you win the game on floor 5, 6, and 7.
Absolutely. And something interesting about the room that they just exited out of from the beginning is that the top exit and when you're in the sludge and the sewer, those are both different rooms that you'll be going into. So for beginners, it can be difficult to be like, oh, I'm stuck, where do I go? And you haven't been going through the sludge to enter into that next room.
Yeah, the sewers are definitely a very messy room to get through, especially if there's dead ends all around, because getting through here is a bit of a slow walk, as you can see.
Bit of a slog, one might say.
Yeah. So far, our runners, we'll start to see what kind of strategies they employ. The cool thing about Ancient Cave and randomizers is you get to see such a wide variety of how players choose to attack the game. So we do see some shopping from Leslie here, picking up the Monkey Cave items.
Charles did that as well.
Always good to load up on some, depending on if you have the money.
Right, you start out with like $100, I believe.
Yep.
How long do you think it'll take before they find the pair of dirty socks?
I mean, it could drop from anything. A pair of dirty socks could be in any chest, of course.
It's usually on the first floor.
Bam! Right there,
Told
Leslie. as you say it. The socks are out.
There they are.
The sad thing is unfortunately I cannot hear anything, so I don't get to hear if they make any like strategic throwaways with the R button.
Right, yeah.
So a nice addition that they added for the randomizer specifically is the ability to discard the most recent thing you picked up out of a chest. Ooh, we get a 2-minute and 50-second showtime on floor 1 for Charles.
I wonder if Leslie's gonna do that as well.
Here we go. Yep, Leslie was just right on his heels, so we get double showtime. All right, well, sit back and this is Chaz, if you're out there. I hate you forever for allowing this in your randomizer. I'm just kidding. Everyone needs a break, I guess.
Yeah. Been a harrowing scene so far. 3 minutes in.
Yeah, you never want to see this at 3, but at least it's out of the way. You know, you don't have to run into this like floor 9 trying to find Gygus. You have to sit through a cutscene when you're scared. Because you have to at least assume the other person ran into it too, right? You didn't randomly find it, so.
Yeah, because I think they had pretty much gone through every door that they could to this point, so
Yep.
It's a bit inevitable.
Yep, very common strategy in Ancient Cave is just to hug a wall, go into every single door you can. It'll start to come into play for the big tile sets like Onet and Tucson, when there's a lot of doors.
Right, yes.
Gotta have some kind of memory of which ones you've already checked.
Yeah, so you have to remember where you've gone in and out of. And then also, I think one of the main things in the Ancient Cave randomizer is that you have to know the game with any randomizer. I think you should know the game fairly well, to be able to play it to, your utmost ability.
I
And
agree.
so in Earthbound, Ancient Cave is specifically like you literally have to know like the room that's going to take you to the shining spot. So
I
like
agree.
they're in giant step right now, right? But that's they would need to be in the room with the ladder or with the ropes going all the way up to be able to get to the shining spot. So I do like that aspect of the Ancient Cave, like really, really having to apply your knowledge of Earthbound, like where the gift boxes are, where each area is going to take you. I think that's a cool aspect of it.
Absolutely, it forces you. Like if you're just a vanilla runner going into this, like you're gonna have a lot of knowledge for
Magic
sure,
with
but like
that.
that
Nice.
is definitely very useful. Where did he get that from? Did he skip? Did I miss something? A
Yeah.
magic camp bat?
I he was talking to some
Wait,
monkeys.
there's no nest. There's no nest. Hang on, we're freaking out over nothing. There's no way they can utilize this.
Oh, really? There's no net?
Yeah, so we can talk about the flag set. I
Oh,
suppose
yeah.
that's fair. So every week we are going to be having a different challenge. So you might see normally in Ancient Cave you're going to have every single child immediately available to you. If you run a normal seed, that will be what happens. Turtles. What a slimes
Oh,
thing.
my goodness.
That was crazy.
The green swirl.
He's trying to run from the unrunnable slime that did not get randomized off,
no.
unfortunately. So he will have to go ahead and take this one out.
Trolling already.
This is already looking very, very obnoxious. Leslie coming up on 3 here. Big tile set already.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's gonna be a lot of different places to go in and out of.
So I'm assuming Charles must have skipped because he's got slimes.
Yeah.
And I missed it at some point.
Yeah, and so the enemies are progressive. So if you're on a different floor, then obviously the enemies are going to be on a higher scale.
Yep. So my bad, Crimson. So I don't know what floor he's on. I would assume he's around on 3 or 4 if they're slimes. So the skips in this game, although that's a dog, it's kind of weird. Yes, he did skip. Thank you, chat. So anyways, sorry, I completely dropped the ball on the flag. So every week there will be a different flag set that will challenge the runners to complete the cave with different handicaps, essentially. So there's different ones like taking a kid out. So for instance, we have no Ness in this party, which eliminates a few things. So the ability to get those bats and make use of that magic camp bat is definitely a big handicap. Knocking a big healer out of your party, Ness is a primary healer, is a very huge hit to the party. That means Pooh, it rests entirely. Ness is normally resigned to being the healer normally if he's not just meleeing, because he doesn't really have like Rockin's okay, but it's not freeze, right? So
no, yeah, and it takes a lot longer for it to actually execute, and that's also going to take away paralysis.
Exactly, that is the other important thing. You have to consider because Gygus is the end game, so basically your entire goal in the cave is to just prepare for Gygus as you're traversing through it. So you have to consider what assets you have. Well, everyone brings something different to the table besides Jeff, but that's okay. Jeff can if he has items, but Jeff can also just be entirely useless on that fight if it comes down to it.
Okay, so Leslie, actually, that was the first spot, but I think they're probably going to go and check and see what else they can find in 3. So if you noticed, they just opened up the door they went into was the opening of Lilliput Steps.
So that would be the entrance to door 2, yes.
Yes.
If he decided to go through there. He decided to dip back, I assume, maybe to either find a skip or...
Right, or maybe some more items.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's interesting because most runners will want to do what Charles is doing and try to get off floor 1 as quick as possible to get those scaling items. Because Charles is kind of in a really bad spot with these slimes. They're kind of giving him the business. He seems to have some money available though to be able to sleep and get some resources back from Ness. He luckily found
Another
a
cat.
save. Oh, I'd say Ness, but it's Paula. Yeah, true.
Charles is still trying to get through there.
But he is determined. And I
One
do
of the
respect it.
yeah, and in the beginning of Ancient Cave, it can be tough because unlike other randomizers like the Scramble, where things are vanilla, such as ATMs and hospitals and hotels, you're going to have to try and find either a healing spot, and there will be a sanctuary spot on each floor. But it's up to you to try and find it. You're going to have to find an ATM, etc., or somewhere to actually find a doctor to revive your kids.
Yep. So he could luck upon the full heal here, which truthfully he's also looking for some way to get on. Yeah, I mean, it kind of like when you do these skips, the thing you want to do is kind of like get the kids online, is what I like to say, because you gotta get them powered up to be able to survive the floor.
Right, exactly.
So he just got a bunch of XP for Paula, luckily. Leslie's still exploring 3.
Yeah, that's what I figured they were gonna do.
So Charles did get a really good gun for Jeff from there. Unfortunately, Jeff is dead for him right now. But he's going to go ahead and set that up if he happens upon a hospital somewhere. I would say he's probably on floor 4. Honestly, if there's these guys. These are like mole cave enemies. So
yeah,
I believe you can only go a maximum of 4 with a skip, or is it 5 floors? So I think Temple said earlier. So yeah,
I mean that would make sense, right? Because
so he could be on 5 or 4. Max is 5. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, it could only be 4 levels from floor 1, if I believe.
he could potentially be on floor 6. Oh,
No.
He's on floor 4.
Well, here's the thing with the Starman. What I think happened is that with that particular tile set in Lumine Hall, I think that the other half of the room can be considered a different floor and have the enemies from that floor. So they can potentially, if they're Starman, they can dip over the wall, but it could also be 6. I could be just entirely wrong.
Charles in a bit of a stalemate here, and Leslie on their way to the first shining spot.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and throw a question mark until we get something that says it for certain. There's so many variables here. Ooh, there we go. Get the full heal for Charles here. That means Jeff will be back, and Jeff will have the gun that can actually just wipe out a lot of these enemies, I would say. So
yeah, that's gonna give him a lot more oomph.
I believe Baddest Beam is the 3rd best gun in the game, or it might be 4th, right under Death Ray. If I'm remembering the spreadsheet.
I've got my guide. I've got my handy guide. 3rd best. Gaia Beam is the number 1.
That is true. And then Moonbeam.
And then Moonbeam, yes.
Gaia Beam can be found in a chest. That is something. So things that were originally in vanilla that were either like really hard drops, like 1 in 128 drops,
right.
And things like the Gaia Beam that are only done by the really late game reconstructs.
Bat.
Yep, Gutsy Bat, stuff like that. You can actually find in the late game chests usually the really good items like that. Star Pendant, really good one to find.
Which is so fun. That's what like makes randomizers, obviously they're just fun in general, because it presents a new challenge to a game we've all been playing since we were like 10 years old. But like it presents a new challenge, and also all these items that like, I mean, there's still things, and I've literally been playing Earthbound since like 1995. There's still things I haven't gotten, like there's still things I haven't done. I just did the
True.
pizza drop, the O-Net pizza grind from the Sharks for the first time. So I
Boy.
was like, I've never done it. I'm gonna do it. It was like
I don't
4
know if I
hours.
could. I know exactly. I don't know if I could will myself through a 1 in 128 grind. It's
Yeah.
just.
But at one point, you're like, okay, well, I have to do it right. And so what's fun about Ring
Ah.
Race is that you get those. Okay, well, I'm a masochist, whatever. You get all those cool items, and it's like it's fun to see, and it also
Alright.
adds a different flair to the game.
Absolutely. No, I love it. It definitely challenge. It's very challenging, which is frustrating sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Leslie is now on floor 2. That is a fact. He beat the
Yes.
boss going in. He
Yes.
beat the cultist fight, I believe is what that was. Or was it a singular cultist that called a bunch?
There are my people, the brittle bugs.
The attack slugs, yes. All the names do get randomized, which is also fun. Yeah. Very
Desert
quirky.
Nibbler.
You do get some fun ones. Charles, I do respect it. Still trying to just force his way through here. He's gonna get a lot of experience this way.
Yeah, eventually he's gonna be, to a point where he's gonna be able to just push on through,
Exactly, and he's
finding where he needs to go.
he's on the upside, I would say here.
Yes.
He would still need some more definitive items, though. On the terms of killing Gygas, you really only need certain things to be in. I would say Ancient Cave has a go mode. I would say Ancient Cave definitely has a go mode. Like,
Yeah,
because
well, obviously floor 9.
you either have already found Gygas and you're just farming for items, or
Yes.
you're just okay. Now I'm just actively looking for Gygas only, and then I'm just fighting him.
I would say farming for items or for levels, such as like, levels experience to get certain powers and attacks. Like you want that Shield Sigma.
Exactly.
That's going to give you a lot of protection in the first phase of Gygas as he's shooting, rocking at you.
I would say that's almost a necessity. Luckily, it's pretty easy to get her to that level, I would say. Even if you're low going into
absolutely.
floor 9. Like I said before, everyone has something they bring to the table. Ness, unfortunately missing from the party today, has that paralyzed for phase 1 Porky. So that is not necessarily a game. It's not as like detrimental as losing Paula, because Paula is the only one that has that Shield Sigma, right? So losing Ness here, not necessarily the worst thing in the world. More the fact that he's another healer.
Yes.
Oh, Charles, so profane.
Oh my goodness. Oh my lands.
Our children watch. Okay, we're gonna see right here what if he chooses to do this. This will be interesting if he chooses to take on this boss right now.
Yeah.
He's a gambling man.
I'm
6.
gonna say he's gonna go for it.
Okay, so Temple was right. He can go up to 6. Oh, it's
Okay.
Ness. Is this Mani or Ness's Nightmare? I can't tell. I think it's Mani.
It just says irregular figure.
I think it's Mani because it didn't have a psychic shield.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Although that could be randomized off.
Oh, something else I was gonna mention. So if you're doing a vanilla run, you have to have Paula alive because she is who ends the game on prayers.
Yes.
In Ancient Cave, the prayer command is randomized, so it could be Paula, Jeff, or Pooh.
Indeed. It can never be Ness, luckily. Although whenever it takes one of your kids from the party, it will factor that in and not give prey to that kid, of course.
Sorry, I'm laughing at what Rizu said. Everyone be something to the
That's true. That is definitively what he has brought. So Charles luckily made it through the very scary Mani, not Ness's Nightmare. Yeah, Charles is on 7. Yep.
Before the soup gets cold.
So Charles in a really good spot to. Does he have the eraser? Oh, he does. Oh, Leslie's gonna take a racer skip here.
Okay.
I was like, wow, he's actually walking over here. I'm sorry, Leslie. I've been doing you a disservice. I have not been seeing what you've been picking up. I've heard you can get Ness's Nightmare on floor 1. I believe that was written in the guide. Is that just a myth? Yeah, I've seen it on 4 before. I think myself though.
Ugh, this is nice.
Yep.
PTSD.
What a guy that boss is. It can be worse than Scramble.
Oh. I think, and in Scramble, I think they've kind of like nerfed it to where like if it does show up or it just stops showing up in really terrible places.
If you find it early here, it's kind of a death sentence. You basically just have to figure out how to get around it.
Or Starman Jr. is also a very tough enemy that I don't think a lot of people take into consideration, because obviously it's the first enemy you fight in the vanilla game, and you have Buzz there.
Yeah, but you forget Buzz does all the damage.
Yes. And then Starman Jr. just comes and starts firing you, and you're just like, whoa. It's rough.
Yeah, his fire does not get scaled down or anything like that, so it's definitely still. If you run into him first, and he can show up very early. He's actually one of the bosses that are quite. I don't know. I want to say often, but he's in the pool to be chosen for an early boss.
Yeah, I think the first qualifier had Starman as like the first shining spot.
Yeah, I believe Leslie is going to be. These are probably. These seem like the frappies, not the high level, unless I don't think these are the super good fobbies or whatever they are. We are getting a raid. Yeah.
Here on Burgundy. Appreciate ya.
4 or 5 seems accurate. 8 would be too many floors, right? Yeah. So Charles loaded up on, I believe that was secret herbs he was hauling into his backpack from the free shop. A flame pendant.
There's some really good items in there. Pretty high scale.
Yeah, floor 7, you're gonna start seeing the good stuff at long last.
Yes. The foppies.
Foppies are. Is there a 3 of the? I can't remember how many versions of like.
There's
God.
only 2.
There's only 2. Yeah. There's the one in Lumion Hall and the one in Belch's base, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, these are diamonds, so these are probably mooks then, right? Oh, okay, yeah. So this is pretty high then.
Red swirl.
Yeah, that is interesting.
It's a whirling robo.
He might have. Wow, nice escape. Okay, Monkey Cave for. Charles here.
Burger.
Charles has. Okay, he did
He
get
does
it.
have
I was
a
gonna say.
burger, yes. So, but that's probably gonna take Charles down.
No, it actually just took him to the same floor. That was Happy again. Is that really? Oh, that's true. I never considered that. That actually happened to me in a practice seat. I got a weird red swirl like that too, where I literally walked straight into something and it red swirled me. That's
okay,
interesting.
That yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I never considered that. Are those PRB enemies? I don't think so.
Well,
maybe.
The robo shows up twice.
It does, yes. No, not Starman Base.
PRB, and then...
Desert, right?
No. Well, which desert?
Dusty
Scaraba?
Dunes. Oh, Scaraba, right? Yeah. I don't remember. I played this game.
I will do a little bit of research.
Well, I believe these are the same slimes that Charles was fighting, so this has to be 6, right? Or at least 5 or 6.
So the spinning robo is in Peaceful Rest Valley.
That one, yeah, of course everyone.
And then the whirling robo is in
That must be scary.
Invaded Winters.
Oh, Winters. Oh, okay. Ah, that makes sense. I got you.
So that's after
just
you go back.
Yeah, exactly.
For the third time.
Starman base, right before Starman base, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Leslie took a death and is back on floor 1 here. This is a little rough for him. But he should still have that. He's going to have to walk back up to 2 and then take the skip again. I don't know if he laid his exit mouse down. Judging by
there is a party in here, Hunter. Hello and welcome to the party.
So one asset that our runners do have in Ancient Cave, I haven't seen either of them use it yet. Perhaps I've just not been paying attention. That's definitely true. Haha. But the exit mouse is
essentially, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, exactly. If you play PK Scramble, it functions exactly the same as a return mouse. So you get one exit mice at the very start, and you can replenish it if you ever come across one of the vanilla exit mouse delivery locations. So the house in Onett, the Mole Cave,
the mines, and
Starman Base.
Stonehenge. Yeah.
Yep. Any of those will replenish it, and then so you can lay it down somewhere, and then you can return to whatever spot you lay it down. So some people like to do it before they take skips as a safety precaution. Some people like to do it like, I don't want to walk all the way through Underworld again, so I'll just lay it here and not have to do that.
Maybe a sanctuary spot for a good
heal. Exactly. Yep. I like to use it if I happen to find Mole Cave. I like to use it in Mole Cave to like aggressively explore the surrounding area, depending on what floor I'm on, because you can just keep going back and back and back and getting more exit mice over and over and over again.
That is a good. Yep, that's a good strategy.
You don't want to. I found it's better to use it when you think you won't need it. Or if you ever have like a gut feeling that you might want to use it, I would just use it, because otherwise you'll hold on to it forever and like you'll never get any use out of it, and that's way worse than whatever you might have had in mind.
And the fact that they can be replenished, potentially replenished.
Potentially, exactly. Yeah. And it would feel bad to like I've definitely been in that situation where I come across one and I'm like, dang, I still have my mouse. I should have used it or something.
Right, exactly.
So Charles fighting the robots in Monotoli's building right now. While Leslie's trying to get back to where his skip was. I believe floor 2 was the area. He just needs to get back to that eraser floor.
Precocious sentry.
We have the pendant vendor here in Magic Hand. He sells earth pendants, which are pretty good.
Yes.
They're not quite as, honestly, I would take a night pendant over an earth pendant in most cases.
Yeah.
On Gygus, because Flash is just a pain in the ass.
Well, and Flash can also just like automatically kill you.
Exactly.
So it's like, do you risk, your HP being, high enough that you can get a heal before you, die, or, just risking straight up death?
However, we will not turn our nose up at an earth pendant, which Charles was able to sell some things in his inventory and get to that 4K, so he could get one for whoever his prayer. I didn't actually see who the prayer was. It could actually be very significant who the prayer is, who got randomized the pray button. Because depending on who has
I haven't seen
what ability, I'm sure it's come up. Perhaps somebody in chat knows. You guys have been watching, right?
I'm just over here looking up enemies in Earthbound. Like, what? I do love that the items on display in the museum are randomized. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, so you do. There are some very unique things. My favorite thing in Ancient Cave ever that they randomize is whenever you go to Rainy Circle and you
Yes,
just
I
see
was
all
gonna say the same.
the
It's so
garbage
good.
raining in there,
Yeah. I
and you
saw
get
one
stuff
the other
like you
day.
get stuff like Porky like
Yes, I
falling
was gonna
in.
say I saw one the other day with Pokey just raining down.
It's definitely it's a very nice addition. I'm here for it. Recently they did a nice little quality of life update to Ancient Cave where they allowed like full randomized of the characters, which was nice for me because that's what I always choose.
Yeah,
So allowing for the
absolutely.
custom ones.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really fun sprites in the Ancient Cave
Yeah,
randomizer to
a lot
choose
of
from.
well made ones, honestly. So
Okay, so I'm gonna so I believe Pooh has prey on Charles' side. For let's
Pooh is
see.
the prayer, all right?
I believe so because Paula has spy, and I believe Jeff had mirror, so that would mean Pooh has prey.
So that is actually crazy significant in this seed because that means Pooh cannot pray and heal himself on the same turn.
Whew.
So that throws a
So
big
that's
wrench into phase 3 of
even more.
Gygus.
Yeah, that's even more like just trolling because you don't have Ness.
You do not. So you have to either implement, and this is Pooh we're talking about. So my
Going
boy
for like
Picky,
a
yeah, exactly. My boy
he's like, oh,
Picky.
6 HP, thank you very much.
So you're either going to be relying on a lot of revive. I mean, there's a good chance you could just equip him to the point where he never dies. That obviously is still a reality.
Yeah.
But that probably involves a Franklin badge, and Charles has an Earth Pendant at this point. I believe
You think
he
he's just gonna put the Earth Pendant on Pooh? Just, I
that
mean,
I mean that would be the smart thing to do.
yeah,
Gygus does not do any physical damage, so Pooh's defense being 0 does not matter.
right.
It matters for Porky and not having uh, Ness, so that is also something to consider. But you definitely want the benefits of the Earth Pendant over
Tell him that Meteoronium.
the
Only thing you can do
defense.
with that item.
Yep, it is a moneymaker. So I'm actually surprised to see Charles back here shopping. I'm guessing. Oh, yeah, I guess he's trying to load up on Psychic Point items.
Magic pudding. Good call. And Leslie exploring Dungeon Man. But has a cold of some sort, has some sort of affliction.
I know
Since they don't have a
Leslie.
healer.
Yeah, so yeah, Pooh being dead is very bad for Leslie right now. I've definitely been in this situation on a practice sea before.
Poison.
So I believe Leslie's on like back on like 6, right? I think he did take the eraser skip. Or 5 or something. Yeah, something like that. He's up there.
Yeah.
He's definitely not on 2 anymore. So did Charles move up again? Did I miss that? Because as far as I know, the Monotoli hallway and the Magic Hand shop were still on 7.
Kings.
Oh, he does have some good
Lord.
items. Perhaps he did go up.
That star pendant, though.
Yeah, Star Pendant is very, very good for Charles. Star Pendant is the best pendant in the game. Will block freeze, fire, and flash, as well as providing the best amount of defense. So it is unequivocally the best pendant in the game, and the best thing to use against Gygus. Because Gygus throws out, even though we cannot. What is the thing it says? We cannot fathom the what makes it. What is he? Something about his attacks. I don't remember. I don't play this game.
We just play it really fast. That's all.
Yeah, something. But he actually just throws out PK Freeze and PK Thunder, which we can block with the Franklin badge and a pendant, respectively. And PK Flash, that is the other one, which we can also block with a pendant. So 2 out of 3 of his attacks in phase 2 and 3 can be dealt with a pendant. That makes them very, very, very critical. Thank you, Rizu. Thank you. You cannot grasp the true form of Gygus' attack. I cannot grasp how to say those words.
I have no idea of the lore of this game.
Leslie finding the Brick Road full heal here. Very nice for him. He has Pooh back now.
Awesome.
Okay, so Charles is definitely on 9 then, if this is if he's getting attacked by this thing.
Is that a squatter demon?
Yeah, it is.
Unreasonable boogeyman.
It is indeed a squatter demon. That is a Cave of the Past enemy.
Yep. Woo-wee.
I don't remember. What skip did he take? I'm out of curiosity. I obviously did not see it.
No. What would it have been?
We will see if he does. He has a star pendant and an earth pendant. But
Lucky
he
thing.
still has the. It was a hamburger skip. Gotcha.
I'm just interested if he uses a mouse here.
Did he set one down?
I don't know. I was gonna say, I'll be interested if he does.
True. At this point, the only reason to use a mouse would be.
Well, he's on floor 9, so he's exploring for
True.
Gygas.
Yeah, exactly. So
But that is kind of a bummer spot for a heal because you walk right back out into the
exactly, he did this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he probably needs a few more levels on Pooh anyways. His health bar is a little low.
Yeah, he might use that as a good spot to grind.
I would say you want to be in that easy to. I mean, the stats can really work against you in randomizer. That is the very unfortunate thing about this one. You especially if you're the person with prey, has some really low stats. Which I'm not sure if Pooh is just under leveled for Charles or if he's just got the low stat problem.
Yeah. Well, as we were mentioning earlier, you have to literally find healing spots such as the hospital or sanctuaries or hot spraying, etc. So you can be going throughout the game and throughout the seed with not with enemies, with your kids.
Yeah, someone could just be dead the whole time.
Yeah, you're not getting levels.
I think I saw 30, so I think we are looking at a situation of Pooh having really god awful stats. Which is never what you want to see on your healer, especially in a situation, as I described before, where Pooh cannot be healed on the same turn as he's praying.
And can't just give him food.
Luckily, they do have the star pendant. The star pendant does knock out 2 of those Gygas attacks, so if they found a Franklin badge, he would be sitting pretty.
Yes, for sure.
Although being on floor 9 kind of limits his window for that, I would say.
I mean, I guess like worst case scenario, he could just pray, heal, but I mean,
It's true, but it's very risky. Alternatively, you just, I mean, honestly, I just, like, the thought came through my mind, if I were in a position, I would honestly just go for it if I didn't have a Franklin badge and just, like, heal, like, revive Pooh every single time if he happened to die from Thunder.
Yeah.
But I do believe you are correct, Charles is going to grind a bit here. Leslie stuck in the desert buying stuff, selling stuff actually. We'll see maybe, yeah.
Buying and selling is a large part of the ancient cave because it's more difficult to find just an ATM.
For sure. Oh yeah, I've hit seeds where I'm like, where are the ATMs? They don't exist.
Yeah, I definitely keep my items and just sell them.
You never think about it, but sometimes if you've ever like played Ancient Cave, perhaps you've had those like strings of just like 5 hospitals in a row.
Yeah.
Do you ever stop and consider like, oh, that's 5 hospitals I'll never see again, basically?
No, now that you just mentioned it, I think today I learned that I never thought that before in my life while playing Ancient Cave.
Yeah, it's a very scary thought. Now, luckily, there is a scripted full heal on every single floor, so you always have that going for you. So you're never down and out. But you can, especially when you do some very daring skips, you can get stuck in some very nasty spawn plates. G.I. Joe.
The more you know. Vital capsule.
The water vendor here has some good stuff. Horn of Life.
Oh,
Oh, he's
nice.
picking up a French fry pan for Paula. Second best fry pan for her in the game. Leslie taking on a scripted hieroglyph, I believe. Well, scripted or not, it will. Although he might actually be at the level where this might not give him that much XP anymore. Typically in Ancient Cave, if you find those scripted fights in the beginning, they're really good because they're tough, but you have some things that you can use to get around them. So like stuff like the moles in Mole Cave or the hieroglyphs on the wall. I believe that did not give him like anything, so he's probably already like leveled up past that point. But those kind of things are very good to get early on. Or I especially like the 2 Shattered Men in the Summers museum. Those guys give a ton of XP in the beginning, and usually they don't have the freeze resistance, so you can take care of them pretty quickly. But all of the scripted fights in this game are still their regular scripted fights. So that's why Ness's Nightmare is still is so like horrible to get in the beginning because he is Ness's Nightmare, his full bold self from the end of the game, right smack dab there with your level 1 children on floor 1. And he will ruin you.
It looks like the guys are finding ATMs finally.
And Charles gets a skip he decides to ignore because he's already on floor 9.
Nest Rocker coming in with a good
Nest Rocker is not allowed here. This is a no Nest seed. We're gonna have to ask you to leave, sir.
It says no homers, but his name is Homer.
I believe Charles is on the eternal search for Gygas here.
Yep.
Oh, look, Paula, save her!
Oh.
Nice little green swirl for Charles there. Leslie trudging through the desert here. Oh yeah, you do, huh? I wonder how that could be.
Huh. Weird. That's weird. Suspicious.
I'm trying to take a peek at Leslie's inventory every time he opens to see if he has any like substantial items. I don't think he's actually gotten too high up in the cave yet. Besides like where he's at right now, of course. But man, he is running into a lot of stuff here in the desert. Charles gonna try and reset this room and get those chests in here. Still trying to see. Could still get maybe like a heavy bazooka for Jeff. That is definitely one way to make Jeff useful on Gygas. Almost Jeff can carry the team through Gygas with the heavy bazooka. If Porky's resistant to freeze, you almost have to have some way to make Jeff useful.
Right. And
unless you have a bunch of bombs.
Really cool because even if in other fights, if you're crying or have some other affliction, it still works.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I never.
Another star pendant. My goodness.
Yeah. So that's good for. He put it on Paula, which is probably good.
Yeah. Definitely.
Paula can do stuff on phase 2 if Jeff has no bombs or anything left.
Yeah, so he's pretty stacked on pendants.
I would agree. If he just had some way to, this should give him a ton of XP at least.
There's a bear.
If he's able to kill it before it ruins him. Okay, nice.
This little bug.
Yeah.
Little mean bug.
Who's jar of fly honey for Leslie. We have not seen Belch yet, so potential that Leslie could do that. Leslie's in a completely different part of the cave, essentially, from Charles right now, so he could be presented with different skips that Charles has never seen. So Fly Honey could come into play, like the eraser. Leslie wouldn't pick that up, and I don't think Charles even knew it existed or saw the room. And that's the crazy thing about Ancient Cave, is that it's so random, because if one person goes right and one person goes left, they take two completely different routes in the cave.
You also have to keep track of every room you've been into. I've been stuck on a floor before because, and then there's also like,
what a room! He got a heavy bazooka.
Oh my
I would say he is.
And heavy bazooka?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say what a room. Holy crap! Pond Cave, the goat, right now.
Dang. Okay, Pond Cave, we see you.
Oh man, well I would say Charles is right on, looking just straight up, just going for Gygus right now.
Yeah.
Even if Pooh is a little like low on stats, I feel like Pooh's at this point now where he's not gonna get like a crazy amount more HP, even if you sat here and grinded him forever. So, but now you have a heavy bazooka. You have a guarantee that if for some ungodly reason Porky is resistant to freeze, and Gygus could also be resistant to freeze, well, Jeff could clean it up with the heavy bazooka, and you still have brain shock on Pooh and shield on Paula to make them useful. So
Paula's at home.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
go.
Is that like Dungeon Man, if you go into Dungeon Man, since it requires a key, it's a skip, but if you are in the first floor of Dungeon Man, you can exit, and it's not a skip. Uh-oh, we're in Googie.
We are in Googie, and he's going for it. He put the mouse down just in case he dies here, but I think he's just going for it.
I mean, he's pretty stacked, so let's see.
He is. He's healing up the kids. Paula's really low on psychic points though, but he has things
Magic
to do.
pudding.
Exactly. He has items in the fight.
Seeing what's going on in his inventory. We got Horn Alive. We have plenty of healing items. I would probably give a few of those healing items to
someone else.
yeah.
But
be safe.
We'll see what happens. He has made his bed. No more swapping items. Here we go. 47 minutes. Charles enters Gygus for his first attempt, potentially his only attempt.
Yes.
May the RNG of the freeze resistance be ever in his favor.
Oh no, unless he has a mushroom on Jeff's head.
That is not good. Leslie getting really cut up here with a lot of encounters on floor 5, I would say. He has been churning through these guys.
We're going to see what the simple-minded coward has going for it.
Oh, we do have a freeze-resistant Porky!
Oh no.
Very, I'm sure Charles is very happy. He's also upset, but I'm sure. Yeah, he's probably happy at least. So he knows what he needs to do. He's gonna start taking psychic points from Gygus with the magnet. He knows that Paula and Pooh are effectively useless right now. They're basically just keeping Jeff alive while he bazookas Porky to death. And it's gonna be a little scary because we cannot paralyze Porky here, so.
Yeah. We don't have paralysis.
Exactly, so they're just gonna have to kind of pray. I mean, Porky every other turn will release the gas, which is an off turn for him. So, what happened there?
All right, so Leslie going to the shining spot to get to the next level.
What floor did that save? This is 5. This must be.
Yeah, so it would be they'd be moving on to floor 6, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
Trillionaire.
Yeah, it's a rough one. Luckily, we do have Paula access to fire. Makes it an easy one.
Ooh, and Jeff is dead.
Jeff is dead. That is very bad. I'm not sure what happened for Charles there. He might have forgotten to re-up the psychic shield
Yeah,
on. Oh, I bet he definitely didn't have the psychic points. I bet he did not.
Oh, he didn't have enough.
Yeah, because Paula only had like 10 after the first Sigma, so
He's gonna choose to keep.
he probably should have busted out one of his psychic point items as soon as the shield went up.
Right, that magic pudding. I don't know if he has any side caramels, but you would use the magic pudding over that anyway.
Yeah, we'll see how he tries to get through this. This is gonna be really rough for him. Especially since rather than choosing to save and then come to Gygus, he chose to just lay the exit mouse. That means he's going to have to. He will be able to come back to Gygus immediately, but he's going to have the items that he's used here. Which actually, I guess he hasn't used any technically. He actually hasn't used his
right.
his caramel or anything. Maybe he's trying to. Then I don't know. He's doing a weird thing right now. He's not trying to die, but he's also not actively like trying to live either.
Yeah, he's just in the middle.
Yeah. I don't know. He's in a weird spot right now.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. If I'm Charles, I think I'm trying to like just try and die here and get
Yeah,
Paula killed.
I don't know. It might require a little bit more grinding just to get the levels up a tiny bit more. Just maybe for some more HP.
I'm not sure. I think that could have been doable if Paula had all of her psychic points.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I think he should have opened up. Like he should have just straight up used the magic tart on Paula before he even walked into the fight.
Right. Yeah.
So he did opt to use an item on Pooh.
But I will say that also he did. You know, we didn't know that Pokey was going to be
freeze resistant.
So,
yes, that is a little rough for sure.
So like if he had, used the shield, obviously, and then Pooh would have the freeze that he could use. But that's not what happened. So here we are.
Ooh, nice double. Okay, so hold on. Now hold on. We are in phase 2.
Oh.
And I believe he still has some revives on. I don't know if Paula's dead here. I don't know if she took mortal here though. I wouldn't say yes, just judging by that. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Unfortunate.
Oh, golly, rough.
That is very rough. Absolutely. But he is now armed with the knowledge that Gygus is freeze resistant, so he can load up on some more heals. And he's still on floor 9, I believe, Scaraba.
Yes.
He's got the vendor right here with Horns of Life and stuff, so not a big deal that he used those.
And that heal, that pink cloud heal. So.
Walked right past it. Indeed he does, yeah, the full heal. Very nice spot to save, honestly.
Yeah.
Leslie... Every time I look at Leslie's screen, the poor guy, I swear, he's fighting something.
Something terrible, too. Just a terrible enemy.
My dude has been grinding, and it's not even like his fight. It's just been a very congested ancient cave. Yeah. Sometimes you'll get those tile sets that just have nothing on them, and other times they'll just be crawling with spawns.
Right. Yeah. Or like if you're in a place that has like slugs or fobbies and they're a different... enemy, and then it's just like 5 like
overlap. Yep.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a mess. So we're seeing some familiar area here. I believe Leslie is now exactly at the area where Charles was when he first skipped up to floor 6. The moonside telephone here. All right, we get another save from ChargingCharles. I believe he did load up on Horns of Life, and he's going to go back and go right on to Gygus.
Here we go.
Round 2, baby. First one didn't even happen. All
right, now he has full heal. So
ooh, I didn't quite see the stats. Did Paul only have like 60 psychic points max? Sheesh.
I don't know.
These are some rough stat lines for these kids, I gotta say. Leslie taking a monkey cave skip. Oh, that was just he took it back up to 6.
Has 65. Oof.
Well, now that he knows that Gygus or that Porky is going to be immune, ooh, does unfortunately
Yeah.
get the beta rocking this time with the opener. So probably gonna, but he can at least use Pooh now, and now he can just dedicate Pooh to healing, which is actually really good for him.
Right, yeah.
Ooh, I did not realize Jeff took Mortal. This is bad for him.
I guess, he didn't do shield first round?
He did, but Gygus will always get the first
He's gonna
rocket
reset.
off.
Yeah.
Because Gygus is way faster than all of your kids, no matter what. The door spray, yeah. But this is
I love
good.
it.
I mean, Charles is in a good spot. He's got the save right there with the exit mouse, so he was smart to keep his exit mouse all the way to the end. So here I was dismissing him for never using his exit mouse, and now he's got the pro exit mouse strat of being
Right?
able to reset on Gygus.
Uses it in the best possible place.
Yeah.
Charles.
Hey, if it works for you, it works for you. I probably would feel really bad if I still had my exit mouse going into Gygus, but hey, he made it work for him. Exit mice are hard to utilize. I agree.
Yeah, it's you either just have to go for it, or like we were saying earlier, you save it and then you never use it.
Exactly. But hey, you know, I'm learning now. If you never use it, then you get into this exact situation where you have it in your back pocket for Gygus here, and lo and behold, it came out clutch for Charles. I would say.
Absolutely.
Because yeah, he just died there, and that was like whatever. But the first time, that was rough because it could have went either way. I would say the first time. I believe he did get an alpha this time around, so looks a little better for him not having to mash it out crazily to save Jeff.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna go ahead and heal Nest. He's gonna heal Nest. Nest heals Nest.
That's his Nest, yeah. So Pooh is not gonna survive here. So he's going to have to kind of hope that Porky doesn't do anything crazy to his remaining kids. He's playing kind of fast and loose here by not bringing Pooh back. It is definitely the smart play to get the shield back up, though.
Yes.
Jeff will probably go down here. He probably does not have a way to keep him alive. He's just gonna try and YOLO out one more heavy bazooka shot. He won't get it. He's gonna
Let's go.
I respect you, Jeff.
ChargingCharles, what are you doing to us?
All right, now he breaks out the horn of life for Pooh. Pooh has the very lovely healing Gamma, right? I believe is the third one. Yeah, that thing. Yeah. which is a free revive, so you don't have to burn an item.
Yes.
Well, it's not free. I'm sorry. A Gamma's a 75%. So.
Oh yes, that's true. That's true. Like a super.
Yeah. You want that Omega for 100%. But we seem to be back online. He's put a lot of damage into Porky. We're going into phase 2 now. Every kid is still alive.
Woo! I hate bathrooms for the rest of my life.
Leslie exploring Summers here. I believe still on floor 6. We're watching Gygus. I'm sorry, Leslie. All right, we got a PK Flash turn 1, so that does not work on our kids that are equipped with pendants.
They're all equipped, so...
Yep. And I believe Gygus is not immune to freeze. So Porky was, but Gygus is not. So Gygus will go down to the PK freezes here. Unless maybe I missed it? Well, he doesn't seem to keep using freeze, so maybe he is. Just kidding. Oh, Jeff has the Earth Pendant, so... he did unfortunately get...
He got flat.
Yep, Earth Pendant only has a 50%, so... Unfortunate.
And once again, Leslie just fighting terrible enemies.
Yeah, Leslie's getting put through the ringer here, I gotta say.
They're hanging in there.
And it's rough because you don't have Ness. I honestly rely on Ness a lot to be kind of like the quick get through these like grindy fights because he's pretty fast with the bat. Even I give Ness a lot of flack, but he can do stuff pretty quickly when he wants to.
When he wants to, and
Yeah,
he's not missing.
exactly. All right, we are on phase 3 for Charles. He is in the
All
final home
right.
stretch here.
Gotta keep Pooh
We
alive.
need
We're
9
good.
prayers. We are at 1. Unless he runs into a swoosh here, not good.
Gross.
These things are annoying.
They send a greeting.
Gygus lamenting over Ness. He's not here, Gygus. Move on.
When I say Ness, I mean Pooh. I'm Pooh Ness.
I believe that is 2. I mean, I won't keep track. We know what like the 8th prayer looks like, so.
Yes, of course.
Because the Lord knows I'm gonna forget as soon as I look at Leslie's.
There we go. Let's just go.
A BBR for Leslie, very good. Toss that right over to Jeff.
This will be a 1 hour and 3. It's gonna be competitive.
Is enough to give you Obi-Wan or something?
Charles getting
Alright,
very
there we
lucky
go.
getting like no thunders. Thunder is the one thing that can kill Pooh here because he's resistant to freeze and flash.
Oh my gosh, Nanobite! Hi!
Alright, Mani Mani here for Leslie going into floor 7.
I'd go ahead and I'd just use those BBRs for sure.
Yeah, might as well. Oh, here is the Thunder. Pooh does take more damage here. So Pooh's gonna go down, but I believe he has enough healing items to make this happen. So just a little technical difficulty. Ooh, a secret herb. This could fail. I think Jeff has some items, but
I should have Jeff do this thing.
it did not work. The secret herb. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Jeff has some. I saw Horns of Life in Jeff's inventory, so that would have been something else. If your entire victory hinged on a secret herb and it didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that's why Charles used the secret herb first, just to be like,
Right,
okay,
right.
This, I do know I have, the
2 other Horns of Life, yeah. Alright, we are on prayer number 8 here for Charles. It is looking like this is gonna be done here pretty soon. The brain shot coming in, no thunder on Charles today.
One more.
The 8th prayer gets absorbed by the darkness. Defend, defend, pray.
There we go.
Will we get the 9th prayer troll freeze? Will we get the freeze? No? Okay.
Oh.
Who gets it off? That is time. 102.54 RTA for ChargingCharles.
Charles.
That's it. GG.
Fun scene.
Yeah, it definitely looked it seemed like it went back and forth there for Charles a bit, so it was nice to see him bring it back there because he definitely skipped up really early and he ran into some hardships. Yep.
With all those slimes.
But he was able to find that baddest beam, took him over. He was able to get some experience onto Paula, which was really good because she was the only kid alive for a while. And she can honestly hold her own against a lot of stuff because Freeze just is so useful. Thank you, PK Freeze.
Absolutely.
Nice brown, yellow, blue swirly guy is now dead.
It's very reminiscent of the Scream.
Oh, I believe we have the The man himself, the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, well, hello.
Every time I reset my SNES 9X, the volume jacks up to like 100%. So I was getting eardrums on that.
Now we get to see
They-
your
they
bitrate
fixed it in
tank.
Yeah, that one felt good. It was a good foothold on floor 9, like pretty safe. Phone plus full heal plus Horn of Life.
True.
Farm.
The Scaraba
And,
play was very good there.
Yep.
And
It was a little
first
daunting.
Gygus attempt was truly. I didn't want to use all my items in that first attempt because I didn't expect to get far. So I was bouncing around towards the end, like, do I use Horns of Life here at this point? And I think I burned one of them.
I was commenting on that. I
we were
was like,
speculating.
we were like, he seems like he doesn't know what he wants to do because he's like, he's like not actively trying to kill Gygus here, but he's also like not trying to like kill Paula either. So...
Yeah, it was a bit of a Sophie's choice at that point. But it was good. At least I technically got to phase 2, so it was good knowing that it wasn't like an insurmountable amount of Poke HP, and I just need to keep Jeff alive longer.
True, yeah, the freeze resistance, always hilarious on a no-nest seed, of course.
Oh, it's no fun to see that, and you just think, son of a
Nope.
bitch.
That pond cave room, a star pendant, and a heavy bazooka. Wow,
Yeah.
2 hidden treasures right there.
That told me right there, though, on my stream, as soon as I picked those up, and I went then the other route from the hospital, I said, guarantee you Gygus is behind this room here.
True.
I feel like the heavy bazooka is always just 1 or 2 rooms away from Gygus.
I will say though,
Yeah.
Leslie just picked up a Franklin badge. Yeah, indeed. So.
Oh, that would have been useful. When I went to phase 3, I kept everyone alive, just thinking like the odds of a double thunder on Pooh is minimal. And sure enough, I think it was
You,
per 6.
you shouldn't have said that.
I know he ate it twice, and I used a secret herb first from Paula just to be like if I could cheese it, and then I realized that was a huge mistake because if he used his flash attack, Jeff could die with the earth pendant.
Oh,
and
true, he did to those. Yeah, it already
Yeah.
happened.
So, and he did. Gygus used a flash the second round of that. It just didn't kill Jeff, so
Kill him.
I got lucky there.
Woo!
I made that
Okay.
comment too. I was like, I wonder how he would feel if he lost because of the secret herb not working.
Yeah, that one hurt. That was yeah.
Yeah.
You know, right away in floor 1. I mean, thanks to having us walk through the entire sewer. But that shop that had pretty much every skip item you'd need was super useful, and I definitely utilized those.
Yeah, it seemed like we were right before you got in here. We were saying you had a pretty rough when you first took the skip with like the 9 slimy piles. That was hilarious. I'm sorry. Say you can say whatever you want about it.
Yeah, no, I accepted my fate there, and once I found that full heal there, I knew it was good. But all
Right.
alive, it's a $75 heal. Like it was a good place for her to grind in a sense, and eventually she'd be strong enough to power through, and she did.
Yeah, it worked out for you. You had a really clean
Indeed.
after you took that skip. After that, you pretty much had a
Yeah,
pretty
just
straight
that was
shot
just
up.
a little bit of running around, but
Okay,
yeah, it was,
GG Charles. Congrats to your
Well played.
week 1 victory. You will move on to the next seed.
it's tournament Chargles mode. Y'all better watch out, Andy. I'm gunning for you.
Oh god.
It has begun.
All right. Well, we still got Leslie here. Leslie's putting up
Trying to
a
figure out
strong
where,
front.
I just tuned into his stream to try and see where he's at.
He's on floor 7.
Okay.
I believe you skipped past this.
I
With
made
the
it to 7
hamburger
and then skipped via the hamburgers. Yeah, thanks.
I completely missed that. Someone in chat was like, I missed a lot of skips. I'll be honest. Happened
Yeah.
so fast.
Yeah, I was a little hesitant knowing it was floor 9 that I'd be skipping a bunch of potentially good stuff on 7 and 8, and maybe 7 had the Franklin badge. It seemed like.
Yeah.
At least A Franklin.
Okay, so I must have. I was on 7 because 7 was Onett, correct?
So what?
7
or
was
was 6.
Oh,
6 was
Onett.
Onett?
Yeah, because you were on Onet for a while. Not a while, but you at least were on Onet for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I went and kind
Yeah.
of checked all my.
And I know
actions.
Leslie was also on the same floor as you, because Leslie actually went to the area, like the Moonside phone, where you were at the very beginning. Leslie was
Okay.
there like 20 minutes ago, I would say.
I guess I mentioned on stream that the greatest joke would be if they stuck Runway 5 room early on in the seed. And sure enough, 3 minutes in, I was
It's
able to
a
go refill my
classic.
whiskey.
That is a classic. Showtime at 2:50, I think, is when you hit it, and then Leslie was right behind you. It was just like, oh my god. Oh, a sea pendant.
So he went that way, but did he not have the skip items at that point?
Yeah, he went all the way to 3, so I guess he just didn't take no, because he went to the same vendor you did in the beginning. So I don't know.
Okay.
Which skip did you take to?
Oh, that was the wet towel, I believe.
Oh.
Okay.
I did not forget to bring a towel.
I don't know. I don't know if he found that one or if he just didn't do it. I will say I just was not paying attention.
That's okay. It's not
I just remember him being on.
You're not paid to do this.
At
Hey,
least there's not
that's
4
true.
going on at once, you know.
That's true.
Suppose I can advance and see what level I was and how many. Oh, I see Crimson bet 24.7 bazillion channel points on me there. Thanks, Crimson.
He's got you. He's got you.
Crimson knows it's tournament Charles.
Honestly,
208
I was
is a fairly long.
208. Oh
Maybe
yeah.
not. My number of battles was pretty damn low. I think one of my all-time lowest.
Yeah, Leslie
32.
has unfortunately just run into like he's done a lot of the cave. Well, maybe not a lot. He did take a big, pretty substantial skip, but he has fought a ton of battles, which has been
Yeah.
unfortunate.
A lot.
With a picnic lunch. Yeah, I had one of those. I never used it. Apparently, I would have gotten to 7. I was bummed it was a low PP roll with Paula, but again,
That was a
the
little
magic
obnoxious,
puddings
yeah.
kind of helped.
And
Up,
lower
down,
HP
yeah.
on Ness, or not Ness. God, your stupid Ness had me call him Ness all run, man.
You tell me I can't have a net. So screw you, I'm taking 3 of them with.
Oh man. And it was so confusing too, because I was like, oh, Ness will be able to do that. Wait, Ness is not even here. Like when you guys had the magic camp back at the very beginning, I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
we're
that'll be
like,
great for
"Ooh."
Ness.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Well, I thought I'd shoot myself in the foot at times, like, an enemy attacks, like, oh, Nest takes mortal damage. It's gonna take a moment to be like, well, shit, which one?
It's not Ness.
Nest didn't take the damage, Nest took the damage.
No, the other Ness.
Has Leslie gone past you? He's walking past some of the chests, so he must have gone dead
I
end.
believe he's going back. Yeah, I think he dead ended here. So he's stuck in the maze right now. Trying to find. He could probably still find the skip that you took to. He's on 7 right now, which is where you were.
Mhm.
But I don't believe I saw you go to Brick Road. So
I did not visit Brick Road.
he must be on. He took a left when you took a right somewhere.
Well, the signs were obvious to go right. You just gotta read the logic.
Oh boy, the logic.
Yes, the logic of
Ancient
ancient
cave logic.
In the fight where I had to face 9 piles of puke, did you notice I managed to get Jeff to mirror one of them?
I did not actually.
Well, yeah, he became one of them, so technically that was a 10 puke fight.
It was really I knew you were in for a bad time when you when you first got to that floor, you green swirled like the very first thing you got into, and you tried to
And
run
I
away,
tried
and
to
I was
run.
like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, Charles.
Well, the issue is, like, I know you can't run from the green ones, but the palette swap made them the purple
It's
ones.
true,
from Deep
yeah.
Darkness, and I was like, I can run from these. Or can you not
That's
run
true.
from the purple
No,
ones?
the deep darkness ones you can. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so
right.
I was like, oh, I'm at like floor 6, and it's the advanced slimes and or barf, whatever they are, and I just thought like I can run. I couldn't run.
Yeah, it gets a little weird on like 4, 5, and 6 and stuff, where it's kind of like you still see stuff from like floor like 4.
Did
and
you notice
3.
the Starman creep is way over?
Yes. I was actually
I know.
explaining that because someone was like, it might be 6 because of the Starman. I was like, actually, I think that's because the top side of Lumine is on a different floor.
Yep.
And the Starman
when I
came over.
went back there with a full party, or at least Paul with some PP, I danced around there a bit to see if I could get one to respawn. I thought it'd be a good EXP farm.
EXP,
He
true.
did not
But
cooperate.
yeah, just get stupid diamonds up there.
Leslie in a bit of a tough spot here because Paula is paralyzed.
Yeah, it's not good. That still means she can use psychic abilities, but she has no psychic points. Jeff should still have the baddest beam, which means he's not completely useless. We know the heavy bazooka is on floor 9, so
The baddest beam was a nice early find. That was like floor 5-ish, or maybe 6. It was.
it must have been 6 because you did not even touch 5. You went to 6 immediately.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was about as far as you can skip from 1. Correct?
Yeah, I know, right? I actually did not know. I thought you could only go up to 5, but Temple said
Me
you could
too.
go
So I was thinking 5 when I saw the enemies, but fortunately, it wasn't Ness's Nightmare sitting at 6. It was
Monty.
one.
I said the same thing. I was like, oh my
man,
god,
yeah.
since
We
this
were
is
like,
Charles is Ness's nightmare.
I just went in strong with some freezes, and if you had a shield, then I was screwed.
You
So.
just kind of resigned to your fate, right? Exactly. Yeah.
Look at that guy running from ducks.
Yeah, nice duck skip. Heck yeah. That predator didn't even move. I think it's probably well, it's the scripted one, so I don't think the scripted one.
Last time it was a coffin for me, it never moved either. So it
really
must be,
interesting.
Oh, they're fearful of him. Cower in fear of Leslie, bro.
Yeah.
Accosted by the museum attendant, have to pay the money. Oh, here we are at so Leslie does not find the skip, but we will get to see the floor 7 boss was. Neither of you found a hitman, so
I didn't. I could have when I was in dinking around in Summers. I think probably floor 6 it was.
Yes, Leslie was also in Summers,
but I just never took the chance. Never crossed his path.
Yeah, true. But nothing too crazy here, just Guardian General.
Is Jeff gonna be able to bash his way through it though? That's about all he's got.
That's true. Paula Freeze does not even do a lot anyways, and Paula is paralyzed otherwise. I don't think he has. He did get a pretty good roll on the big bottle rocket, so I think he could actually.
Yeah, he got like 400.
And Jeff is
something.
doing some
Oh, he
work.
has a super bomb as well.
I think
with the Kraken
There
soup.
we go. Made it through.
The Kraken soup. You'd never see it. I thought I'd never see it come out in a rando.
That the Kraken soup is possibly relevant.
I throw that stuff away like immediately.
Yeah, I told myself coming into this seed that I'd like, hey, I need to hang on to some food items and a good like round one play for Gygas, getting the shield, just have everyone eat and Paul a shield. And then I didn't do that.
But we were thinking about that because we were like, well, Pooh has prey, and that kind of throws a wrench into the idea. Well, Pooh can't pray and heal himself at the same time, so. Which honestly, your phase 3, pretty lucky, I will say.
With the lack of thunders, or
with the lack of thunders, yeah, you got the one, and that was really bad, of course.
He thundered himself once. He thundered me for Pooh twice there in the same roll, and then I think there was another one that he went. Hey, look at that!
Yep,
that is one on himself that just swing and whiffed a couple times. I think there were 3 in that third phase, but there were a lot of
a magic fry pan.
Yeah, the brain shock came in for you as well.
Yeah,
brain shock always good. I actually just learned the other like a couple weeks ago that you could brain shock Gygas on phase 1.
Yeah,
I thought you could only brain shock Gygas, not the Devil's Machine. I thought they were different.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wow, that changes a lot. Okay, nice full heal for Leslie here.
Oh god.
Leslie's on 8, I believe. Sorry, Crimson. That's my bad. He did beat Guardian General.
Mm-hmm.
Nice Lilliput heal for Leslie. So the kids are all right now.
No longer paralyzed.
Yep, that is definitely
it's
important.
good when the children are no longer paralyzed. We encourage the uses of extremities here.
Children
we
are.
Find Mole Cave. So we'll see how Leslie decides to tackle. He's gonna go and check this south door first.
The Mole Cave is, I mean, it's nice for the items, but it's just never a welcome find.
Another sea pendant.
Yes and no. It depends on the floor, because honestly,
if it's 9, you get some good
exactly. There's a ton of chests, right?
Yeah.
There's.
But if it's 9 and things aren't afraid of you, you're just gonna think, oh.
Oh, true. Yeah,
despawning your way through, and now
I
Leslie's
hadn't thought
got to
about that.
slog through. And
Well, and you could also replenish your exit mouse if you had used it.
yeah, that is a good exit mouse point.
Exactly. You can kind of abuse the fact that the exit mouse is infinitely respawnable there
Red
and just keep
Swirl?
going back and forth.
It
Yeah,
shouldn't have been. They
that's
were
the-
afraid
Yeah,
of
they,
him.
they
They
explained
were
that.
afraid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently Ness being gone from the party has some weird things on the swirls where sometimes Paula can just walk right into something and still red swirl. It's the hidden.
Kind of good at the enemies who stutter after you when you stutter. If you kind of curl your walk a bit, you can induce a few green swirls from like the tail end of your party bumping
Oh,
into
for
them.
sure. Yep.
And that's
You can kind of position them to the point where you can kind of like stutter into them. See, oh my God, Leslie's getting screwed by this this red swirl for no reason. Thing. Very just unlucky minion spawns for him, I will say.
Given the magic fry pan and Gaia beam, I feel like it should serve the auto fight mode.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Let Pooh worry about the healing, the other two dealing damage.
We're gonna see what he does when he gets to floor 9, though, because now armed with the knowledge that we know that Gygus is freeze resistant, Leslie
There's a
probably
pudding
gonna
boy
want
behind
that.
desk. He's hanging.
Leslie's probably gonna want that heavy bazooka as well, so we'll see if he goes on the hunt. Saturn ribbon, second best ribbon for Paula here. Defense not normally as important, but it does actually kind of come into play on this flag set specifically because we cannot paralyze Porky. Honestly, sometimes you can't paralyze Porky even when Ness is there because of all the randomness. The paralysis percentage can be randomized around, and he could not be susceptible to it.
Finally didn't get a red swirl.
Yeah, definitely good. Seems to be the erratically moving enemies that tend to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Diamonds and the light balls things.
Yeah.
Ooh, spiders.
Bunch of them.
It's really brave of you two to offer to do comms on these. Like we know with PK Scramble, like an hour is a pretty safe estimate.
Oh,
Right, yeah.
I see what you mean.
I mean,
I didn't even
if
think about
Gygus
that.
was wicked, that I'd still be beating my head against a wall.
True. No, I get you. And Porky could have had way more HP or anything could have gone. Yeah.
I kind of figured in my contingency, like if I end up skipping the 9 like I did, I couldn't find heavy bazooka or anything, and Gygus wasn't there, I was just gonna have to reverse course and see what could be done. It would have gotten really hideous.
Yeah, you definitely got like the 2-star pendants and the heavy bazooka like right in a row. That was just kind of the golden platter handed to you.
But also, like, you had, a pretty good setup on floor 9 in itself with the full heal in the pyramid. And then also, excuse me, you had saved there. So you could have, done some grinding if you needed to, essentially.
Yeah, the exit mouse was actually a good play, I will say.
Yeah, I thought, the exit mouse intentional death at Gygus, and then I could set a, just kind of a sanctuary there. Because with that bus station telephone plus Horn of Life and the ATM.
Exactly.
You got the Horn of Life vendor too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that floor 9 could have been a lot worse.
You made it work for you. And I was originally saying, I was commenting on the eggs and mouse. I was like, I kind of feel like if I have the eggs and mouse and I haven't used it by the time I get the Gygus, I've failed in using it. But you kind of just demonstrated that it's okay to keep it all the way to Gygus because you can make it work for you at the very end of the game.
Yep, and I had phones along the way, and I kept telling myself like, hey, it's a good phone call. Like, if I got really up a creep, like it's just
You reset and come back. Exactly. I do the same thing, but then I never do it.
Don't make me reset this game.
Well, because it's like, oh man, like what if you picked up something, like all along the way, and then you forgot about it and you reset? One fear. Leslie having some trouble with the mooks here.
I never came across a single move my whole run, and I am okay with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're blessed. I hate those things, man.
Yeah.
It's not just for the fact that they use PK Fire and Freeze. It's just that there's oh, that too. Didn't even think about that.
It's those googly eyes.
Yeah.
They're just such slow moves. Like my god. So I didn't see any Rabbit's Foot or Cloak of Kings either.
We did see the Cloak of Kings.
I picked up the Cloak of Kings.
Did you have a Cloak of Kings? Okay.
But he had, I think you had the star pendant on.
I gave the star pendant on Pooh anyways. And
that's fair. I mean, that's completely understandable.
He does not get clothes. He gets just a necklace instead.
I commented on that because I'm like, Leslie is not able to run away from these, which is really what you want to do on floor 8 and up and stuff like. Oh, he did find the boss into 4-9 here.
There we go.
So we were correct about the top side of Lumine being a very high floor because of...
You sure were.
Yeah, right here. Get a vendor here at least.
Got a lot to sell.
Dump some ballast weight there,
Yeah.
Just in time to lose half that cash to whatever the floor 8 boss is.
Yeah, true. True. I honestly have no idea. Oh man, it could be Diamond Dog. We might be in for a...
Oh, why would you even?
I'm sorry.
Out there?
We're gonna be here till midnight Pacific time. Man, Slug's a Central Time Zone.
Me too. We got it in the. We got this.
Yeah, I took a nap before anyway, so I'm good.
You don't utter the words. I'm sorry. I take it back. Wait, oh yeah. You did give me spoilers. That is entirely true. Hold on.
Crimson, you volunteered your time here for this. That's your fault.
Hang on, I got this. What is it? It's Lumine, right? Lumine Hall.
Yeah, I'm looking for it on the map. What the heck is it?
It's Master Barf. So we get a Starstorm here. Actually, this is actually good for Leslie. That means
that was Starstorm.
That means he gets Starstorm.
Let me just see where he phases into floor 9, because I felt mostly lost on floor 9 until I hit Scaraba and felt like there was a little more of a central hub.
Looks like it's gonna be Winters.
Right after this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, I never came across that. Was
it
like one of the boarding houses?
It's one of the tents.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, you take those skips up to 9, sometimes you just pop out right next to Gygus and you never see the rest of the floor.
Yeah.
So just trudging through Barf here, not a too scary of a fight. Typically, he's not resistant to freeze, so can just make short work of him. Yeah, the low psychic point roll on Paula just kind of makes her a worse Ness because she can't heal, and she only has enough psychic points for like 2 Sigmas, and then you gotta feed her something.
I give her pudding.
Yep. Luckily, it seems like Porky had a low health roll this go around. But maybe that was just because of the bazooka, but it didn't also seem like he had to fight him for that many turns, considering that Jeff was the only one shooting him.
Yeah, there was one point where Jeff took some mortal damage and just said, screw it, and let him die, and continued to just try and spam as many heavy bazookas as I
Yeah.
could for the time.
I did see that. I was like, oh, he's going for it.
I figured, I mean, I had enough heals along the way that just need to get to phase 2.
Okay, it worked out. So these would be the ones you should be able to run away from, right?
Yeah, there's a green swirl. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, you can green and still not be able to run away from the other ones.
Mhm.
So we are now on floor 9 for Leslie. In the home stretch here, he should be able to find, hopefully, if he should probably know he's pretty lacking on pendants and stuff right now, so he's probably gonna do some exploring.
The room he's currently in is my least favorite room in all of Ancient Cave, just with the amount of spawns that show up in
Really?
there. Yeah.
Really? This room?
It's
You
so
know, Underworld
many
exists,
despawns.
right?
Underworld's got some. I mean, I suppose that takes some time, but you're not doing a lot of despawning in Underworld.
That's true.
This room just seems to be just a constant despawn. There always seems to be some
they're
spawn plates. They're about
everywhere.
150% active.
I think I, once in my life, decided to like pick up all the chests in Underworld, and I have never done it again. I don't care what's in those chests. I'm just not doing it.
Leslie's enjoying his new Starstorm power.
It's true. It's a very, very good asset for Gygas for sure. Especially if he ends up not finding the bazooka.
Oh, I hope he finds the bazooka.
Yeah, it will be.
It was right next to him. I mean, I suppose it
That's
was
true,
a
that's
50-50
true.
door split
Yeah.
from the hospital. So if he goes left first, I mean, if he takes the nearest
It
door,
depends on if he finds Gygas and if he decides to just go for it once he finds him. I mean, I think he already
Right.
knows that the Duns have gone out, so he's just probably trying to finish at this point.
Yeah, all of this floor 9 is. Oh, that's where this looks familiar. I think I went right,
Mhm.
and that brought me where I needed to go. Uh-oh.
Oh, so is he going towards the skip?
He's going back to the skip, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But I think it was pretty direct. from
Yeah,
the
because I
skip.
remember you being here. Yep.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, because I was like, I thought you were still on floor 7 when you were fighting this dude, and then someone was like, no, he already skipped. I was like, oh.
Yeah, the door to the right got me there. The robots were not very friendly, but he has better weapons than I
Yep.
do at this point.
Right here. This is the one. Oh man, is he
Double
about to feel?
hamburger.
Is he about to feel really bad?
Oh no. Oh no.
I wonder what the
50s
game plan
buddy.
here is for opening up the. Because I mean, he has to know he's on floor 9, so.
Yeah. Maybe. Ooh, I don't know. I'm nervous.
Just an item dump.
Yeah, you never know. You never know what could be on the other side of these walls. Could find something good. I don't. Sometimes I hate backtracking and skips because it's like, man, I don't want to go see where I screwed up and like what door I didn't take.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got lots of money. I had to mortgage the future to buy some puddings there.
I saw that you were like you had to like turn out your pockets to get your Earth pendant for Jeff.
Selling
Yeah.
some secret herbs that I stole from Happy.
You did load up on those. Another robot here. Gotta get through. Another fight on the pile here for
Actually, I
Leslie.
think maybe he is going the right way. I don't think I didn't fight the second
Sure.
robot, but I think I slipped.
Now I believe he is going towards Scaraba. Because Scaraba is down here. Where he's
Mhm.
going right now. Up there's the first star pendant, nice.
All right.
The other one is in the pond cave, of course, so we'll see if he
Mhm.
grabs that
With
one.
The heavy bazooka.
And he actually has a C pendant, which he has up on Charles here, so you won't have to worry about Jeff getting killed by Flash.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. Yeah.
And technically,
Does the
he
Earth Pendant provide any protection from Flash?
50%.
Okay, we'll see.
So-
75.
C pendant is 100, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Crimson. He's on the right path.
Or maybe C pendant is 75. Yeah, I believe you're right, actually. And then Night Pendant is 100.
Okay,
And
yeah, with Star.
Yeah, and then of course Star Pendant is 100. Yeah.
Okay, so here he is. Oh, come on, Leslie! No! No! That was the pawn cave room.
Wait, was it? Oh no. So
Yes!
did he turn around? Oh no. Well, we'll see what happens here. He found Gygas, doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna go for it, but
We never made the Scarab up. That must have been.
that's true. Maybe the other way.
Maybe to the right and when you came out of the hotel.
Or the hospital that he was in.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He left a staircase there.
Where were the?
Don't say where were
What?
the
Where were the skips?
Where were they? It was a wet towel.
Oh man, he's gonna feel bad when he hears you skipped off floor 1 to floor 6 of all places, man.
And then
It is
7 to
risky in
9.
itself, you know.
Okay, so he's
the flag sets for the finals just need to be no skip.
Also
Oh
using-
man.
Oh dang.
So he is not gonna go back for the heavy bazooka, Leslie. No.
He didn't even look into the pawn
I
cave room.
know. I know.
It's a pretty quick 2 checks when you're on that.
Yeah.
I get it though.
Especially
You know,
floor
you
9.
see Gygas and you're just blinded, right?
Yeah.
You just want to be, especially when you're already in the seed and it's been brutal. Leslie's. I feel like Leslie's done. It has been absolutely brutal for him. So you see the intestines and you're just like, oh my god, finally, let's get this guy. But he's in for a very rude awakening here when he realizes that Gygas is immune to freeze. They're not immune, but, you know, resistant.
Oh, so apparently there's some new like Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, which is where you like go on a cruise for 2 days and you're like immersed in a Star Wars world.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm getting distracted by Star Wars.
Alright.
All right, we'll see what he thinks. Here we go.
Yeah, we'll have to. I mean, he definitely has a Gaia beam. It's no heavy bazooka, but it's not 0 damage, you know. So
Yeah.
But he's not going to
you're
be
right, he does
paralyzed,
have
and
that
so his
Gaia.
offense is going to get nerfed down. And it's gonna
it's
be getting
true.
less and
Yeah,
less.
because the stinky gas is actually.
Ooh. He's got the shield up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see this. It'll be interesting to see what he does.
We go with the brain shock route.
Well, lucky life up from Pooh onto
Oh.
himself on the same turn that Porky
Okay, yeah.
hit him.
For 500, shall we?
What about maybe
Continuity
going
heal.
the shield betas from Pooh, just to get some of that bounce back from Pokey?
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, not a bad
Hey,
strat.
But
Thank you for the
The
insider
issue- I mean,
knowledge for my
every
race,
time
bro.
Gygas is attack, you know it's going to run through a ton of script. And so, you know, if you take a turn to not heal to do something else, you're
Someone's gonna
basically
die.
resigning someone to die.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh. Solidified. You might be able to sneak through
He's
one.
still using freeze on Pokey.
He tried. I think that was his
He
first
is, but
attempt.
it's his first
Oh,
one.
is that
So
his first
now
one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, now he knows. So. Which is kind of rough if your first PK freeze on Porky and into
Oh.
Gygas is turn 5. That's a little rough.
Ooh. Okay.
That's a good bounce back right there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, very nice menuing from Leslie. He's able to keep the kid's life, and even in a dire situation like this.
Mhm, yeah.
But
I guess-
Porky is not making things easy here.
I mean, I guess the fact that you can brain shock Gygas in the first phase is kind of counterproductive because if he's using Arakan and then he uses it against himself, it's going to hit you back. So
Not necessarily.
It does. It only hits one child, and Gygas' speed is so fast he can sometimes dodge his own
exactly.
attack.
Oh, okay, okay.
Conversely, Porky is also super fast, so Porky can also dodge it pretty easily.
If he gets to phase 2, since he's got the Franklin badge, like all he needs to do is get to phase 2 and he's set,
I agree.
I would assume.
He's
And
autoing.
it's actually doable because Porky, if you remember, his health is actually pretty low. So
Oh, he auto just say it to heal.
yeah, that is a good way to get out of mortal
Yeah.
damage. Is autoing.
He's not hitting Pokey for anymore. I think his offense has officially been killed.
Yeah, that is rough. He's gonna have to rely solely
63 from Jeff.
The problem with the auto to heal Pooh is that sometimes your kids will hit Gaius, which will unconfuse him, which I don't think happened, but it's worth keeping in
Something
mind.
for him to consider here. And again, I'm armchair quarterbacking. Pooh should just throw a Starstorm out there, knowing that it's going to bounce back to him, but you're going to do 300 to Pokey. Like, if you can kind of set, like, hey, I know my next turn I need to throw Brain Food Lunch or something at him, you can kind of just willingly take that bounce back.
That's a fair point. It's definitely something to keep in mind. I don't know if he has brain foods or if he has just
was there anywhere to
heals.
purchase them?
Brain foods were at. I found one somewhere. I suppose.
I remember. I just can't remember now.
Quarterback MVP.
This is definitely a rough spot now.
If I were to play this seed, here's what I would have done.
Well, too bad you didn't. So.
No.
Yeah, this is definitely a rough situation for Leslie right now. Got, I think not mortal damage on Paula, but they're both in range to just get killed by Porky here.
I mean, given the current situation, he just needs to keep Pooh alive. Let the brain shock do the thing. He just knows to get to phase 2, he'll win. So Pooh should just keep Pooh alive.
Yeah, I think it's over here. Won't be a death. But he has the exit mouse down. Perhaps
he also used a bunch of his items at a good save point.
That's true. Perhaps he's DNFing. I'm not sure.
He did. Yep. He just forfeited in race time.
No worries. It is. I mean, I get it. I'm sure other people get it.
Put up a great fight.
Absolutely. That was a rough one.
Just slogged with enemies in his entire run.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like Charles made it look like he breezed through it, but I mean, he did have a little rough at the beginning there, but
yeah,
one turn can change it in Ancient Cave, and it was demonstrated right here in this race.
Yeah, that's right. Well, do we know who win and who the next race is?
I will be up against Andy. We started some preliminary scheduling because we're both super excited. It's going to be the week of March 7th. So block out just the whole week, everyone. It's going to be prime time viewing.
Get this guy out of here. Advertising